And there he go. There he go, y'all. Yeah. Good morning, good morning, good morning. And you can box up, you can box up, you can box up.
I see y'all here. Good morning. Good morning.
Good morning, good
I
morning.
know I had to get my keys together.
Google and Humble. If y'all are here, go ahead and request the box.
Oh, so you here? Oh, you here?
Huh?
I said, oh, so you here?
Yeah, I'm here. I don't leave until Monday. Well,
Okay.
yeah, early Monday morning. So this gives you a run through.
Morning.
And we waiting on. Good
Um,
morning, good morning, good morning.
Good
Oh,
morning, everyone.
Yeah.
hey y'all.
I just
Hey, how
saw.
you doing, Hamza?
Good morning, good morning, good morning, y'all. All right, y'all. While we're waiting on Google, Google, get your butt in here. Let me go over some rules for y'all. Okay. Welcome, y'all to Life Happens here with Strawberry Red. I am not your host today, but your co-host is Spree for the next 2 weeks, this week and next week. There are some rules. There is no cursing on the panel or in chat. There is no gender bashing, no religion bashing, okay? My show is about life perspective. So these are everyone's opinion and perspective. So please make sure you respect everyone here on the panel. It's definitely okay to engage, as we love for you to engage here on the show. So make sure that y'all engage. Make sure you support the stream, as I still have metrics to make here. And also make sure y'all support y'all co-host and everyone here on the panel. And make sure you hit everyone here with the fave. Now I'm going to pass the show over to your co-host.
Hey, how y'all doing? Good morning, everybody. Welcome to Strawberry Red's feature show, Life Happened with Strawberry Red. I'm your co-host, Spree. And today we got a good topic. I think it'll be a good topic. Does the masculine man still exist? And does the feminine woman still exist? This will be the topic of discussion. We got a great panel today. CD, love that dude. He hit on good points. Google definitely know how to articulate herself, but Humble, y'all know how she comes. She coming a little different. So, all right, y'all. We're gonna start it off right here. I'm just gonna ask the topic question. I'm gonna start with the ladies from. I'm gonna go with Google. Then I'm gonna go CD. Then I'm gonna go Humble. So we get the direction down. I might mix it up there, but we're gonna go. I always go ladies first, and then gentlemen second. So Google,
Yes.
I'm gonna ask you. Does the masculine man still exist?
Yes. He does.
Why you think that?
Because you see them around. Um, it's unfortunate that there are so few, or um, some that are shy to show that they are very masculine or whatever. I don't know. Like it's a very complicated time to live in right now. You can never tell what's going on with certain people. But I do firmly believe there are still very masculine people and men out there. Because see them taking responsibility, for what they do, taking care, handling business. I feel like that's a masculine thing.
Okay.
Um, so yeah, I definitely think they still exist.
Okay. All right, y'all in the comments, feel free to chime in. These are all opinions. This is people' perspective of what they think. These are not facts. These are just opinions. These are maybe facts to their life. You know what I mean? It takes no. So CD, moving right on. How do you feel, CD? Do you feel like the feminine woman still exists?
Yes, absolutely. Um, the thing about it to me, though, I believe, is that as everyday life changes, people change, the world changes, and what that femininity of that woman looks like, you understand, to us may change the way that it looks. And that's the one thing I think we can't omit or never look away from, is that the fact, does the femininity of the woman exist? Yes. Does it look different? Yes. That becomes one of the key things that we have to deal with and look at.
Right there. How you doing today, Humble? How you feel, Humble? Does the
I'm
masculine
feeling
man still
feeling
exist?
humble.
Feeling humble. I definitely think that the masculine men still exist. I wasn't aware that they were extinct or that there was a shortage of them at all. But I'm looking forward to learning more about why people think that they are. I've always surrounded myself with masculinity um, from men because that's what I was brought up with. I'm not even quite sure what a emasculine man is. So again,
That's a good question. We're gonna get into that.
okay. So I'm not just here to share opinions, but I'm also here to learn. So please feel free to share anything that might be knowledgeable for the people who don't know about masculinity and how it's evolutionized or become extinct or whatever the case may be.
So they say like traditional values may have been shifted. The traditional man, the traditional woman, all those things have changed through life circumstances, maybe finances, culture, advertisement. So many different things changed, are shifting the culture to a different way. So it's kind of like opinion saying that the masculine guy is leaving, not wanted. The feminine woman is not there as much because she kind of don't need the man. So we just get into the topics where we get different opinions from people, the comments, y'all feel free to chime in. So we're going to go to Google. Do you feel like the feminine woman still exists?
Yes, we do exist.
Why you say that?
Because we're here. I personally feel like I'm a feminine woman, and I have feminine women who surround me all the time. I see them around me all the time. So yes, we are here. It's just sometimes we have to have this firm exterior. It doesn't mean that we are masculine. It just means we are put in a position sometimes to have this masculine way of handling certain things, which people will say it's masculine. I don't know why it's masculine. It's just about a boss lady doing what she's supposed to do. Like taking care of your kids, taking care of your responsibilities, being what a woman is supposed to be. I mean, I know like nowadays it's like, oh, what is a woman supposed to be? Like it's all about what the status quo,
Mm-hmm.
So I just, I definitely feel like the feminine woman still exists. We here, very humble.
All right. How about you, CD? How do you feel about this? Do you feel like the masculine man is deteriorating, or do you feel like the masculine man is still president sound?
That you know what, it gets tricky because we say the masculine man, and we have to think of again the changes in the world today. Yes, absolutely, I believe that the masculine man still exists. Again, however, something that comes to point becomes value versus values. Mm-hmm. And when we get into value versus values, you understand the way of the world. To simplify it, is consumerism right now. Mm-hmm. Everything is consumerism. If I were to make it as brief as I could say, it used to be a person, you saw that had something, then somebody else wanted it. It used to be a picture or ad in a newspaper or a book. Then later it became the radio, the TV, the movies, all these things you either heard or saw something and everybody else wanted it. And I believe that because of this consumerism, it begins to change our values, no different than the point of making about men now being in the home and, versus the women expected to be out. And this is the toughest part. I'm gonna leave it right here. It's tough when a man, you understand, expects a woman to do what the man is doing. And it still expects to have the same or the exact type of woman in which we refer to as what one man may have seen as feminine and what another man may see as feminine is different. The same thing with the masculinity. It's going to look different because the values change as we progress in, day-to-day world life.
Okay. All right, I like that. All right, so we definitely get into what does it look like, but we're going to go to Humble right now. Humble, do you feel like the feminine woman is still around and present and accounted for?
I definitely do, simply because I am a woman, and I just want to give a quick definition of both feminine and masculine. I had to look it up just to make sure we were all on the same page. Feminine is having qualities or an appearance traditionally associated with women or girls, and Spree used the word tradition. That keeps coming up in a lot of the definitions as well. Masculine is not any different, having qualities or an appearance traditionally associated with men or boys. I think in our culture, especially when people are talking about masculine and feminine, they are referring to sexuality. So when a man displays the characters of what society sees as female characteristics, then he is being feminine. But a man cannot be feminine, because if he is a man, then he is masculine, because that is what he was born. That is what he is. He is a man. And just because society doesn't talk about what was going on doesn't mean that it didn't exist. So what we look at now as masculine is not the same as what we looked at as masculine traditionally in history. I think that's the biggest thing now. We can't look at masculinity and femininity the same way, because everything evolves. So just like traditions evolve, traditionally the man goes out and works, the woman stays home. That is tradition, but that's not what it is anymore. So masculine and feminine don't have characteristics of behaviors. It's simply your genetics, your DNA, your makeup.
Okay. All right, y'all. So this Strawberry Red, Life Happening with Strawberry Red feature show every Thursday, 8 in the morning. Make sure y'all hitting everybody in the box with the fave. Make sure y'all faving the panel. Definitely send and show support to the streamers. You know what I'm saying? All these lovely people came in here to give their opinions, and feel free to chime in the comments. There will be an after show. So if you're sticking around and you got something you want to say, you want to speak on it, stick around. 9 o'clock, we're going to crack off the after show. And then y'all can speak freely, right? So right now I'm going to go back to Humble. We're going to switch it up. Southside, let's see Southside. We're going to switch it up. So Humble, does submissiveness equate to femininity?
Absolutely not. I believe that submissiveness is something that requires two people. And if we're talking about a man and a woman, they would both naturally have to submit to each other in order to be submissive. One person does not submit to another without the other also submitting to them. That is the point of submission. Submission is not surrender. Submission is not like a defeat. It's just a surrender. You're surrendering your power. You're surrendering your choice. You're surrendering all those things in order to meet the other person to whom you are submitting to. So you both have to submit in order for there to be true submission.
All right. CD, how you feel about that? Does submissiveness equate to femininity with a woman?
No. I agree with what Humble is saying when we talk about, again, this is the perception, this is the outlook of what submission is. It's not the same to everyone. One person submitting could be a yield of weakness. To another person submitting, it's about, we gonna make this ship float no matter what. And to me, so when you get into it, no, it's not a matter of weakness, but it is not a trait only associated with femininity as well.
All right. How you feel about that, Gugu? Does submissiveness equate to femininity? The level of submissiveness.
It does not, and I completely agree with the fellow panelists. I was looking at the definition actually of submissive. It says to obey someone without arguing, to be meek, passive, obedient, compliant. You even see movies when they're trying to brainwash somebody like, I am compliant. It does not necessarily mean that you are like just doing everything this person is saying and then molding you and telling you have to just do everything they're saying. No, I really feel like sometimes you can submit to somebody you respect. If in relationships, in marriages, shit, like even a man will submit to his wife, because we all know our roles. And in order to make things work and to respect each other, there are times where you have to just swallow your pride and be like, you know what, honey, I submit. I agree with you on this part because you know that you're wrong. And if they're right, they're right. It has nothing to be ashamed of or feel less than a man or less than a woman about because you're being submissive. I think personally it shows strength.
So it's strength and submissiveness. So
But Google, she mentioned submission being. Can you restate what you said about submission and respect? I didn't really hear what you had said.
Google.
I said the what it means. I gave the definition. It said to obey without arguing, being passive, meek, obedient, and that it's not
passively obedient. What? That I'm just curious.
These are definitions. These are definitions in the dictionary that are saying what submissive means.
Okay.
I'm saying that yes, I agree with some of them. Like the word compliance for me, like was a little bit questionable for me, and the word passive, I don't know. It may mean the same thing as being submissive, but it just rings a little bit wrong for me. So I was saying that being submissive is nothing to be ashamed of. In order to listen, to be taught, sometimes you have to be submissive and listen and learn from other people. Otherwise, we'd never learn anything if we're not being submissive and follow directions. We're following directions. We're being obedient and without questioning certain things, which sometimes you just have to. Some things just make so much logic. It makes so much sense. You're like, why am I arguing with this? You know, I'm going to submit to this because it makes sense. It could be protecting me from something, I don't know, or whatever, for whatever reason. Obviously, I'm not saying people need to submit for everything that you don't feel in your heart you want to submit for, you know. So, am I answering your question?
Oh, yeah. I just wanted you to clarify. I wasn't sure. I didn't understand. Okay. Thank you.
Okay. All right. So, look, this next question is tailored to this one thing that we know get brought up into conversation with most relationships. But again, we on Strawberry Red Show, the feature show, Life Happens with Strawberry Red, every Thursday, 8 in the morning. Make sure y'all showing love and hitting support, favoring everybody in the panel. Y'all see they come in here with these very big punctual words and articulating themselves very well. You know, the culture still speaks very good, you know. Not me, though. I'm country. I can't really talk like that, you know. But again, we're going to go to Humble with this question. Does money equate to masculinity?
Does money equate to masculinity? I wish it did, but no. Again, we're reading the definitions, and I'm glad we brought more definitions into the conversation. I don't see anything. I guess when we consider roles, and if we're again considering roles, and if we're considering tradition, and in tradition, the man typically makes the most money, and then since the man is the masculine one, then money associated with masculinity would make sense. But right. As we all know, that the traditions aren't has changed. Now men aren't the ones staying at home or making the money. Women are. So because women can't be masculine, then just because they're making more money doesn't make them masculine either.
Okay. CD, how you feel about that, CD? Does money equate to masculinity?
Please restate the question again. And there's a specific reason, but please restate.
Does money equate to masculinity?
Personally, for me, no. In today's society, I would say yes. And this is the reason, you know, we have to stay abreast of change in so many ways of what happens and what goes on in the world. You know, if we don't stay abreast of technology, we get left behind.
Right.
The dictionary words, they change. They're constantly going to change. You may be able to look up the rap. That's why in some words there is an old meaning, and because there is a new meaning. And what we have to realize or recognize that money is a sense of power that begins to change how we see certain things. Money could honestly be associated to masculinity. Just the simplest way of saying it. Because if we look at the whole perspective of, men in one sense being considered the one who ran so many things, we get into the 20s and then there's women's liberation. And then it's, instead of it being here, when I say it was to balance out the playing field, now you understand there are power struggles. So it's, no one goes and says now that money is associated with femininity. I don't think they could. No one has to agree with me. But the point of it is there's a shift. The shift is happening. We can either recognize it or ignore it. Words are going to change over a period of time, and it's a reality right now.
Okay. All right. I like that. I like that. How you feel about it, Google? Does money equate to masculinity?
Yes.
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay.
Definitely, because money means power. So for some men, it would feel like, not just for the men, but just anybody looking in. A woman doesn't want a broke man, obviously. It's not that she's a gold digger. She doesn't want a man because she wants to be in a relationship that is stable, that the person can provide for her. Not necessarily that she needs, yes, some women need a man to provide for them, and they are here and they're at home taking care of business that they need to take care of. So the man needs to go do the masculine thing and go make that money and bring it back home for her to take care of business. So yes, I really think money has a bit of masculinity in it because it's a form of power.
Okay. All right. So speaking on Google's topic, how Google stated it, right? So this is going to lead into the next question. And I want the truth, not no answer just for the crowd. I want the truth. Does money equate to the level of submissiveness a woman may give her man in her household? In your opinion?
Whose opinion?
Humble pie. We're gonna go with that.
Absolutely, 100%.
But the money didn't equate to masculinity.
It doesn't. Ask the question again.
Well, in your household, does money equate to the level of submissiveness that you would give your man in your household?
Right. That's not the same as money equating to masculinity.
You're right.
What? So
elaborate.
Money equates to, like Google said, power or success or providing whatever. If you have less and can't provide as much or are less successful or are less than all those things, the respect, which is what we also said is what you give somebody to whom you submit, the respect goes down because you have to do the things that you respected or submitted to this man to do. So now the money that was supposed to provide, you now have to provide. So the submission that was there, the respect that was there, is not there when the money is gone too, because I'm no longer protected. I'm no longer, if you can't protect me, I can't respect you.
Okay. I understand. I feel that. How you feel about that, CD? Does money equate to the level of submissiveness that your woman would give you in your household?
In part, yes. I think that's a reality, especially when coming from, let's imagine coming from this platform. Oftentimes, we could be in someone's stream. We want that woman's attention. What do? We come in and we gift. We come bearing gifts, the fruit of our labor. And, that's how we get recognized oftentimes by people, is by the gifts that we give. So when we talk about the reality of here, the reality of our home, when we marry a woman as a man, you understand, you offer her an engagement ring, you understand. And there's, all those things that come with it. Does it matter? Yes, it plays a part. It does.
Okay. All right. Google, how about you, Google? How you feel about that? I appreciate everybody direction though. I like how it's going. How you feel about that, Google?
Ask the question again, Spree.
Does money equate to the level of submissiveness that you would give your man in your household?
For me personally, no.
Okay.
But unfortunately, the way things are nowadays, yes, it is like that, because some people are just seeing the man or the other partner for what's in their pockets. Like, if I'm with you more than just your money. There's to be another reason why I'm respecting you. That I have to. I have to. South, can you behave, please? This is a featured show. So, like, if I'm with you, I'm not with you for your money. Maybe just a little bit, so you can buy me stuff. But there has to be more than just money for me to be with you, for me to respect you, for me to be submissive to you, for me to follow you as the head of the family. If this is supposed to be something that's going to last forever, it has to be more than just money. What if the money disappears? Then what? So personally, I think like it has to be more than just the money. The money is a perk, yes, it is, but it's not the main thing.
Okay. All right. So, in y'all opinion, I'm gonna go to CD first this time, ladies.
Well, hold on.
Oh, go ahead. You gonna chime in? Got some
Cooking. What he said is, again, the reason I say it in part, and to continue, just to add a little bit more because of what she said also, is that we have to realize what happens in a home when you have a man and a woman. The man is the producer, the yielder, but they're still struggling. That woman is going to possibly feel that, hey, I got to help, I got to do something.
Right.
I can't just sit and watch her struggle. And then what if she goes out and she becomes the powerhouse now, when it comes to the financial resources and the income. And then sometimes, let's be honest, men struggle with that. Every man may not, but some men are going to struggle with the woman in the home, as the higher earner. And, and how do you, not to get into walking around that, but the point of it is, I agree with it, but that shift can change in a heartbeat.
But then right there, that just shows the man's, what do we talk about, masculinity? If he's a very masculine man and he understands that, okay, hey, this is my partner. Some days I'm going to be able to provide. I'm going to be able to do certain things, but I'm down right now, and she's pulling me up, and yes, she's pulling more than I ever pulled. If you're a manly man, take it. It's for y'all. It's not just for her. It's for y'all, and respect her for that, and maybe it could push you to do something even much better than what she's doing. I don't think it has to be anything that would demasculate the man or feel less than just because, oh, okay, I see you. That's just my personal.
I'm gonna chime in on it too.
Yeah, go ahead, Humble. Yeah, we're gonna go to Humble.
The thing is we're not saying we're gonna leave the man. I didn't say I want a divorce. I didn't say that. The question was, are you going to respect? Are you still going to submit to him? Right. And submission, as we said, surrender. You can't surrender to someone who you have to support. How do you surrender to someone that you support? And that's not a rhetorical question. That is a real question.
Yeah, that's a good question, though. That is a good question. So let's go. Let's get into that question. Let's make it a question. Go ahead. You want to
let's go with this for a second. There's one thing that we have to, that I feel like we should pay attention to. One of the things we often talk about, we're talking about masculinity and we're talking about femininity, we're talking about the energies and so forth that people usually display, characteristics and all those things. But one of the things we have to draw attention to is what comes along with that masculinity. Are we talking about the maturity or the immaturity that's with it? And the reason I say that is because a man sometimes cannot palate the woman being the higher earner or the yielder. Now, not personally, that's not an issue. But let's just say if the man, he wants to present himself to be a man. Sometimes a man just wants to be super to that woman. And if he feels like he can't be super to that woman, that you understand, that being the income yielder, the higher one, he may feel diminished in a sense. So it becomes very tough when you get into a situation like that, because you can give him all the world of saying, hey baby, this doesn't change anything between us. This is going to elevate us. This is going to help us build and achieve our goals and so many things. But that's a conversation, and sometimes when those conversations don't happen, then again, that man does not feel super. And when a man does not feel super in his home, he feels powerless. That's his kryptonite in some ways. Not every man, right, but there is some men's kryptonite. And when that happens, do you then have that same man, that same masculinity? Because again, it goes back to one of the words that was used when we originally got on, and somebody was talking about being a boss. Think about that. How too many bosses, too many chiefs, it becomes difficult sometimes. It's the communication. Go ahead.
This is the follow-up question. Go ahead. This is the follow-up question. You can elaborate. This is going to be the follow-up question. For anybody that knows what's going on, if y'all just tuned in, right now the topic question is basically, can you respect your man if you make more money than him in your home? And as a man, do you feel like you still a man if your woman make more money than you?
I'm just gonna wrap my thought up with this. Even though those, you can still gain back trust and respect. Just because you lose the respect because of the situation doesn't mean you can't gain respect back. Because if that man is mature and masculine, he will still play or be his role as a masculine man in other ways besides finances. So if that man can still support me and keep my respect in that way, then I will still submit to him. But as you said, how often is it that a man is still willing to lead when he is not financially stable or is not able to financially provide? Okay. It happens, but
this is an ego thing. It's a ego. Like, do I feel like it's an ego thing? Like why he can't stay?
I don't think it's an ego thing. I think men are meant to lead, and when they cannot serve their purpose, then I mean that's traumatizing.
Okay. I see. Hold on. We go Google. You're shaking your head a lot, CD. How you feel about that? Is the ego?
Ego deals more with an individual. You understand? It's the I. In sense, when we talk about ego, and a man's ego can feel bruised again. That's why I stated, if he does not feel like that Superman in the home, you bruise his ego. That is his kryptonite. In a lot of ways, we look at, if we were to say Superman is physically strong, because of where he comes from. But the strength of a man, you understand, is his mindset. And if that mindset is a step down from, he becomes not the same man, weaker. In a lot of ways, that's a difficult thing, maybe for men to admit, but it's a reality.
Women don't make it easier either, because like somebody said in the comments, we will switch up on you real quick.
They switch up. Google, how do you feel, Google? How do you feel, Google?
As Humble was saying it, I was actually busy reading Tip's comment, and I do agree. Like, it's unfortunate that as women sometimes we get so cocky, we get so into ourselves when we accomplish certain things. And it's not like we bashing down the men after that. We bashing down even the women around us, because we just get so much into our own heads and just feel like nothing can touch us, And it's unfortunate, because if you are with a man and you're saying, I'm going to be with this, especially you're married, you have to know that sometimes things are not always going to be hunky-dory fine. Sometimes things are going to happen where maybe he is pulling y'all since day one, and then all of a sudden something happens, and now it's your turn to shine. But how are you taking this? How are you doing this? How are you handling this as a woman? Are you tearing him down? Are you demasculating him? Are you encouraging him? What are we doing? It's unfortunate that as women sometimes we will treat the man less than the minute we make more than them. And I think that it has to do with the traditional stuff, that the man is actually the one supposed to be providing and bringing the dough into the house and whatever.
Okay.
And some of us just get into our heads. But if you really,
64K,
really
so you can
love the person and you respect the person,
send a dragon.
I really think
Some
like
extra stuff, so you can
respect will
take the
always
number
have
one bubble.
a,
I don't know what the
a
hell they
room
send up
in
there.
that relationship more than
So
any other
I'm
things that
saying
could come in.
64K because I
If
still
there's
haven't
respect
sent the
and
dragon
love
in a year and a while.
and understanding and
It's on
communication,
record. I'll have it.
the money parts can be handled in another way.
Okay. All right. All right. We're gonna go to Humble with this question. We're gonna have a different question right now. So, how do y'all feel? We know we talk about women mature a little bit faster than men. Men mature a little later than women. Does age play a role in men being able to provide and women being able to be submissive? Does age play a role? How you feel?
I do think that age plays a role, just because when I think of age, I think about experience. And just because you're born a man or a woman doesn't mean that you have experience being a man or a woman. So when we're talking about masculine and feminine and understanding what masculine and feminine is, because again, today, this first day that I was here, I didn't really understand that masculine and feminine people were no longer in abundance. So I'm sorry, can you repeat the question?
So the question is, does age play a role in it? Like age, does age play a role in being able to provide, for a man being able to provide and a woman being able to understand how to be submissive? Does age play a role?
Okay. Yes. And again, like if when you're young and have money, doesn't mean that you know how to take care of a woman. When you still have to have that experience of being a man and knowing masculinity to know how to apply it, to know how it works, to know how it serves a purpose in your life, so I do think that the term submission or submissive to people who are younger is much different than women, grown women, working women. And when I say working, I just mean working for themselves, not being supported by a man. Though their perspective of what submission is different than a 23 or 27-year-old who is thinking that submission means to bow down or to be owned by or controlled.
Mm-hmm. Okay, CD, how you feel, CD? Does age play a role in submissiveness and a man being able to provide? Does age play a role in that?
Yes, if it comes with maturity, and no, if it does not.
Okay.
Yeah. And if I didn't know if you wanted to elaborate.
Yeah, elaborate. Give us an understanding on your answer.
Yeah. And the reason I say that is age playing a role when it comes to submission is when a man has maturity and experience, he can deal with things with a younger woman and sometimes a more mature woman that a younger man wouldn't have the understanding of. He hasn't been in that position. He hasn't experienced that. And until you've experienced some things, you may have knowledge of it, but you don't have experience. So it's a little different. You may even see it different. So once again, because one person can talk to it and be like, all right, you know what? Hey, baby, let's just sit down for a moment because we done lost it here for a second. But I think it can happen both ways with the man or the woman. But again, yes, if it comes with maturity. No, if it does not.
Okay. Google, how you feel, Google? Appreciate the answer, CD. How do you feel? Does age play a role in a woman being able to understand how to be submissive? And does age play a role in a man understanding how to provide?
It's a very tricky one. I don't know if it has to do with age, because some people can be so age-wise, but like here, it's just like I'm dealing with an infant. But they still want to be in relationships. I think with women, this is just my personal opinion. I don't know if it's true. But I think with women, if they usually go for older men, it would be a man with money and they probably could leave. I don't hope I'm understanding the question properly. It would be probably easier for them to leave him if he didn't have that money. because they're probably just there for the money. But if they're there for more than just that, the age won't make any difference.
Okay.
That's just me. I don't see why age should make any difference. I mean, unless the person is like way younger than you and you just, rocking that cradle for whatever reason. But if it's supposed to be a real mature relationship, I don't know. I don't see why age should be a problem.
Okay. All right. So again, everybody, we tune into every Thursday, 8 in the morning, Strawberry Red's feature show, Life Happens with Strawberry Red. Y'all make sure y'all hitting everybody in the panel with a fade. Make sure y'all supporting the stream. Make sure y'all showing love. And it is an after show that starts at 9 a.m. If you have stuff you want to say, you want to chime in the conversation, stick around, and we can tune in and we can chop it up. And then it can be a little bit more uncensored, So this next question is more like an opinion, but it's a statement that I've heard time and time again through life. And I want to see y'all opinion of this statement, right? It says a man doesn't know he's a man until he's been tried and tested by a woman, and a woman doesn't know how good of a woman she is until she's been tried by a man. How do y'all feel about that? Humble Pie.
Forgive me for not knowing all the colloquialisms, but what do you mean by tried?
I've been in a relationship with example, like the experience of a relationship to know if you can or cannot be in a relationship.
Oh, I thought you meant try like
not like try to test it, like
okay.
That is definitely an army lingo though, but yeah.
Okay. So I'm not sure how you. That's a really good question, actually. I personally am not sure how you can experience masculinity without femininity. I think they go hand in hand. I think part of understanding your masculinity is how you engage with femininity, how you respond to it, how the impact that it's had on your life and your experience. So I can't imagine being able to come into your femininity or masculinity without experiencing that of the opposite sex.
Okay. CD, how you feel about a CD? A man doesn't know he's a man until he's been tried and tested by a woman. How do you feel about that?
Oh, that's one area of being a man, but there are many. And the one that I want to talk to is what you asked the question with, and that's the one of dealing with a woman. That is a yes for me. And the reason I say that is because how can you know, you understand, if you've never experienced? You can, again, be familiar, you can you can read information, but it's like saying, I want this, but I've never experienced how. But then when you get it, you want to put it back. And that's the reality of what we deal with sometimes. So my answer is, on that part of dealing with a woman, yes. If you've never experienced, it's easy to say, I want that woman, but then you get that woman and the experience that comes with it, and you be like, can I put her back on the shelf or something? Because I didn't know this experience was coming.
I didn't know it was going to be like this. Okay, how you feel about that, Gugu? A man doesn't know he's a man until he's been tried by a woman, and a woman doesn't know how good of a woman she is until she has been tried by a man.
So I'll make an example of a story. I had some friends over a couple of years ago here. People had been drinking. We're on the balcony. A girl says something cross-eyed to a guy, and the guy has been like, it's a black guy too. I'm gonna say it's a black guy because it's important to say it's a black guy. He is just talking very calmly, and she gets frustrated by whatever, slaps him straight in the face in front of everybody. At that moment, he took a deep breath and just carried on with business and just had, for me at that moment in time, I was like, he knew he is a man, because He could have snapped immediately and pimp slapped her mouth real quick. But he showed being a real man at that time by controlling his anger, controlling his ego, because he right now he's being slapped in front of people, and his composure that showed he was a real man for me at that point. He was not my man; he was just a guy visiting with the guests. But I saw a man in him at that time. Sometimes as women we can try men. We can calling them B words and this and H words and how do you try a man like that and call them all these names and think they're not going to return to sender? They don't want it because it's spoiled. This is why it's important to get to know a person before you go into a proper relationship, date, understand, like be deep with the questions and show your true colors. Don't be faking, so that people can see that, okay, this is something I can take and deal with for the rest of my life, or I can't deal with this. Return to the sender. We don't want it. Be true to yourself. Show those true colors. Show those horns from scratch. Because when they come out in a relationship, sometimes it's too late, and it can be a problem because then too many people get hurt. So yeah, and I spoke too much on that one topic, but yeah.
Okay. All right. So look, I think we're getting close to the end of the show. So I want to get one more question in. One quick question in for everybody. We're gonna start with Humble. Appreciate that, Shimmer. Is submitting to a man a weakness? I know somebody touched on it earlier, but is submissiveness a weakness when you're dealing with your spouse? Is it a weakness?
I don't believe so. If anything, I feel like submission is actually a more powerful statement, because even when you're submitting, you're still making the choice. I am choosing to submit. This is a person I'm submitting to. I could do this, I could do that, but I'm going to choose to do this because I'm submitting. I don't think submission is situational. I don't think submissive is like a personality trait. I just think it is something that that's why I said that you need two people to actually accomplish. But I wanted to also to add to becoming a man, or knowing your masculinity. One important thing that I think we left out is in the experience of knowing your masculinity or knowing your femininity, you don't really truly know it until the other person makes you feel like that. Like women making a man feel like a man, reminding him about his masculinity, but not telling him that he's not masculine, but just reminding him about the ways that make him masculine, or that the ways that make him, that show him that he is masculine and I am feminine. Because really the reason women display their femininity is for men, so that men can attract, so that men will be attracted to them. Not the only reason, but it's part of the femininity. It's part of the reason men enjoy women. So you do need that person to validate some validation in your role, your role, which is basically what we're talking about when we're talking about masculinity and femininity.
Okay, I like that. Okay, CD, how you feel about that, CD?
I feel like you've been listening to NDRE, but brown skin. No, seriously. The way I really feel about it is that submission. A woman submitting to a man can be knowledge. A woman submitting to a man can be power. A woman submitting to a man can be wisdom, as opposed to not. But the truth be told, when she does, it goes into that confirmation sometimes of saying, you're the man. I remember I used to hear that, and you don't hear women say that like they used to, but women used to say, you're the man. And the reason they were saying that you were the man is because, you understand, I submit to you, I yield to you. But also I think that comes with a level of respect as well. But the answer to your question, it's not, if I remember correctly, you asked if it was a weakness, right?
Mhm.
And I say, no, it is not. With the one last thing, it honestly depends on the situation.
Cool.
Okay. All right. How you feel about that, Gugu? Is submissiveness a weakness when you're doing it with your spouse? How you feel?
It's not a weakness. I don't think it's a weakness because you're showing that you trust this person. You're showing that you respect this person by being submissive to them. It's unfortunate sometimes you have relationships where people, it's the blind leading the blind. I'm not going to be submissive to somebody who's leading me blindly. Some people just are in relationships that are the blind leading the blind. And you're submitting to foolery, and nothing is happening here. It's just a hot mess. Yeah, I know y'all have seen relationships like that of people just like you just sit back and you're like, how is this possible? What's going to happen to the children? Because the children are around there, sometimes 5 of them or 6 of them, and there's nothing to submit to in this in certain relationships. You're just like, nah. So no, I don't think all relationships
Okay.
just
I
because
think we got time for one more question. I think we got time. We got a little time. We ran through that question pretty fast. So this one is a little bit more controversial, ladies and gentlemen. All right, I seen it in the comments a couple times. The question I'm gonna start this off with: humble.
Hey.
Are the women too masculine in today's society, or are the men too feminine?
Okay, you gotta
If we go back to the conversation and what we've been talking about today with the respect, the masculinity, the roles, if we equate masculinity with providing or being the breadwinner or all the things that we've said today that have to do with masculinity, then yes, women are more masculine because they are able to make more choices. They're able to they have more rights. They have more of the things that didn't equate to femininity. So if they are more masculine in that state, then yes. But from what I feel masculinity and femininity is, and based on the definition, no, women are not more masculine. They can't be more masculine. You can display qualities that are associated socially by men, and particularly aggressive men. But because that's the only time men or people are really calling women masculine is when they're aggressive. So I've never really heard a woman be called masculine when she isn't arguing with a man about who is bigger or better. If a woman is simply making more money or being a boss or strong or muscular, whatever you associate with masculinity, at the end of the day, that she can't. You can't. That's another one that confuses me a lot too. I'm not really sure how a woman can be masculine, but maybe some of our panel guests will help me understand.
All right, move on. Okay, I appreciate that answer, humble. CD, how do you feel about it, CD? Is today's society of women too masculine, or are the men too feminine?
This goes back to at the very beginning and just saying how things change. And to me, it doesn't mean that they evolve. Sometimes it just means that they change. And as roles may change in the home, you understand, where men are staying at home. The women's are the ones that are out the breadwinner now, or where both the man and the woman, you understand, it's like as if a man in some instances begins to relinquish some of his expected responsibility to the woman. So what that means is she's got to go out and work. If a woman has to go out and work as opposed to the man maintaining a lot of things, then that level of masculine energy can come to the home because she's at work. Mm-hmm. And when she gets into that mindset of wanting to achieve and, meet quotas, meet goals at work, be number one, or to become a manager or supervisor or whatever, that's that boss energy. That boss energy equates back to the home of masculinity. It can be reversed where the man now is not doing much at all. He's sitting at home. She taking care of him. I'm going to leave it right there.
Okay. All right. Gugu. How you feel about it, Gugu? Is today's society of women too masculine, or today's society of men just too feminine?
There are certain qualities that women have, and all of a sudden people are like, "Oh, that's a masculine uh, energy. That's masculine." No, it's just certain things that women have, like confidence and being assertive and being a go-getter, just being a strong woman. And then people are like, "Oh, you're so masculine." I'm not being masculine. She's not being a masculine. Or even sometimes women are forced to take on these masculine roles. Not that they are being masculine, they have to take on the masculine roles because the men are not around. So they have to, who else is going to do it if they don't do it? Right? So sometimes I don't know if I want to say that the woman is being masculine. She is being feminine in her own way, but doing it in a boss lady type of way. I don't know if I'm making sense. I don't know. Today I feel like I want to use boss lady a lot.
Did you just say it? Boss lady.
If she's confident, if she's assertive, if she's independent, if she's daring, if she's like hardworking. You see women who have a husband in their house and have a drill in their hand, putting shelves up, fixing cars under the car. That's not a. It's supposed to. Is that supposed to be a masculine thing, or like makes it supposed to make the woman less feminine because she's doing those things? I don't think so. Like I think any position, it has nothing to do with scientific whatever in your body chemistry or any biological things at all. Like, okay, this is why you have to be a feminine woman, or this is why you have to be a masculine man. And personally, I just feel like it's how you carry yourself and the way you respect yourself. And if it intimidates somebody else, then that's their own problem.
Okay. All right, y'all. This is the end of the show. So if y'all just got here, if you missed a pretty good topic, but guess what? It's an after show. Stick around 9 in the morning. Stick around. The date about to come up. I know y'all want to jump in, and I know that last little topic was a little bit more controversial. So I know y'all want to state y'all opinion, but my opinion is the dudes is too feminine. The women are too much men. They have too much man in them. You know, that's my opinion. Too much man in them. Too much girl in the guys. You know what I mean? That's just my opinion. So make sure y'all hit Strawberry Red to fave. Make sure y'all favor up CD. Make sure y'all favor up Humble. Make sure y'all favor up Google. Now, why y'all jump out the box? You got to tell the folks about yourself and when they can catch you streaming. Now we can't even get you back. We're going to start with Humble. Tell the people about your when you stream and what you got going on.
All right, y'all. Thank you again, Strawberry Red and Spree and my fellow panel guests for having me here. Great show, Spree. You did awesome. Awesome. All right, so good. I'm a morning streamer. I stream Monday, Wednesday, Fridays, 9 a.m. I do fitness, fashion, fine arts. Do a lot of networking. I am starting an ambassador program that is launched on Tagged exclusively for new streamers to be ambassadors for top streamers and top badges. So y'all can look out for that. Follow me on Instagram. Check the profile. Add me. I'm in the bio. Fave me and come through.
Okay. All right. Y'all make sure y'all favor of Humble. CD, tell the folks about yourself, man, where they can catch you. I ain't seen CD in a while, man, but he always coming with some knowledge, man.
All right. Thank you, first of all. And I agree with Humble as well. Well put together panel between yourself, Aquarius Soul, and of course the whole Strawberry Red. Loving the energy here. I am CD Tates. I have a morning stream actually on Mondays that's called Morning Coffee. No sugar, no cream. We get into talking about life, and more or less we've been talking about a lot of stress here lately. With that being said, that stream happens at 9. You understand? Let me say this because I always have to work with the Eastern and the coast. You know what I mean? And but it happens at 9 in the a.m. on Mondays. On Thursdays, I actually have a show called Tip the Artist as well, and it's basically about promoting artists right here on Tag who don't promote themselves. So giving them an opportunity to be a featured artist solo. Right there, all at one time, happens on Thursdays. This evening, that's going down at 9 p.m. Let me say that again, 9 p.m. Eastern time. And on Fridays, I just do a regular stream. Open, conversation, kind of like probably what the after show will be here.
Okay.
All right. Thank you.
And I just want to add to, if y'all not doing anything tomorrow, we have Top Batch Reek and Vic's Dare or Die event at 10 p.m. Eastern. Yeah, wear costumes, come through. It's going to be a great show. I am one of 2 featured sponsors there, so check the Instagram and etc. Dare or Die. See you there tomorrow.
Okay.
Please, yeah. Hit me on the IG too. That's where you get to see a lot of my promoting of what's going on. Thank you.
All right, y'all. All right. Hope y'all enjoyed today's topic, ladies and gentlemen. Strawberry Red, where you at? Yeah, in the camera, your hair looking nice, looking good over there. I thought you was gonna be on vacation in the Bahamas or Miami or wherever you be at.
Thank you. The flight leaves out early Monday morning. Thank you.
And it on time. Yes, sir.
How did you feel? Did you just feel like your regular stream? How did you
Just
feel?
feel like, what I'm saying, it was good. I like how it go. I was trying to not curse, so now it's fuck it. I can curse because it's 9 o'clock. But for real, I really did enjoy the dialogue of people, being able to use their brains and think about what they're about to say before they say it. A lot of people can't do that; they just say it. Yeah. So
yes.
I like that.
Yes. Shout out to you. Great show. It is recorded, so